Hi Cs, welcome back for your August reading. Now, if you're wanting a private booking, you can go to the link directly below. And for emergency bookings, yes, I do emergency bookings. You can go through to the website and inbox me. I'll get back to you ASAP. Now, I also do live sessions on this YouTube channel regularly. So if you have a question and you are new, join us in this new tribe and you can be part of that. Okay, now remember we're retrograde, so a lot of the energies you'll find, especially on other readings, might be energies of situations you're meditating on connected to the past. Now, the first area that's coming up for you, which is your crowning energy, is very much, you're ready for things to change. You're ready for what comes. You're ready to do the work. Now, it can be big revelations. You feel you're ready. So let's see how this moves through. Okay, now in the area with your passions, your pursuits, or your vices, what are we dealing with here? Now, you're ready to address the areas where perhaps you felt indecisive. So you're actually seeing that you're a bit tired of stagnation and you do want something to change. So you're ready for a fresh start. You're ready for change. You're ready for hearing news on, this is what's being shown to me. You're also at a point where you enjoy your freedom, but your spirit might be having a different energy coming through. So if you have been feeling really heavy energetically, you might be ready to do the spiritual work and understand that that's part of it. Now, again, it can be something that you were ready to do before that is coming out back into highlight now. Now, the vices might have been that you weren't ready to deal with those areas, and maybe it was blocking certain aspects of passions and movement forward. So you're looking at how maybe your self-talk or your emotions might have directly impacted or triggered other areas in your life. So you're starting to address them. They're going to come up and highlight, and you're going to plow through them. Now, in your money, you might need to be strict with the cash component this month, but it's also you're looking at where you weren't before. So you're going to have a critical look at your cash component and how you're relating to it, how you're dealing with it, and, tying up loose ends in that area. It might have been due to your emotions of your connections. You can also be meditating on a passed over loved one, a family member, or a previous partner of how things used to be, and especially in the domain of cash, where the money was, how it went, how life was, how life felt abundant. And you're starting to be more open to that energy flowing back, but some of the energies need to go in order for the new energy to come through. Okay, it has taken a lot of effort for you to emotionally move through this. It feels like your life has done a lot of changes and a lot of transformations. And sometimes you feel that, when it came to money, you could have reached the stars and perhaps you lived there financially. And now you're looking at life very differently. You're looking at it from the spiritual point of view and maybe the 3D plane point of view. Now, your health. Now, you have all the actions and tools to deal with your health-related dynamics. And again, it's saying that you're ready. So it may be that you're ready to look at something or admit something in this area. But I feel, again, when we're talking about health, I don't feel we're talking about food or diet. For some of you, maybe. I feel it's more in the area of emotions, of where your emotional state perhaps might have impacted your decision-making, your relationships, your dynamics at work, your financial components. And you're looking at those areas now, both on where it was things that you could do, things you didn't do, and vice versa. And there's going to be, in this aspect of your health, you're knowing that now life needs to be balanced. You did have to compromise at certain times. There may have been an imbalance in the past, but it's like you're coming to a peaceful place about who you are, what you're working on. This isn't a job or what you're working towards. This can be looking at the whole situation, your whole life, and releasing the energy and the emotion connected to family, connected to who you thought it was. Also with how life has stressed you. How maybe financially situations went from better to worse to better. And you're also going to be looking at, you know, the effort you put into things, where you invested correctly and invested incorrectly. And you'll be assessing that now. And it might be for some of you, you're thinking, I don't really like this job anymore. Maybe I shouldn't have got into this field. It's really not for me anymore. And that's because we're all really going through a massive change. Now, it can be the way you're reacting, or the people, the way they're reacting with you. It can even be a previous job that you were reflecting over. Okay. Now, in your spiritual sense, although you're ready, the stagnation is there. Now, that is because we're in retrograde. And even if you have felt that, spiritually speaking, some aspect of life hadn't been balanced, which was imbalancing the internal and the mind as well, and soul, you now are meditating or feeling stuck, even though you're ready to get out of this energy. I hear you there. It's got to happen in order for that cycle to end, spiritually speaking. It makes you feel uneasy emotionally when these triggers are coming up, but you've got to go through it to come out the other end. Now, in your chakra area, you've got sexuality. So again, it's sacral chakra. Meditate on 417 hertz to get that balance. Now, it can be some core wounds that you're going through. It can be old sexual energy, old connections, the way you look at yourself, the way you feel about yourself, the self-talk you have, how it impacted your work, your relationships, and the way you felt about love. Because the funny thing is, what's blocking you is love. But it can be self-love. It doesn't have to be from another person. But in a way, you feel blocked by love. That's going to relate to each person individually. Otherwise, book a reading. Now, what you're not seeing is communication coming in, or the aha moment that, you know, if finances were great, perhaps you were at that state vibrationally that the ego may not have been in connection, you know, where it was directly impacting it. Things were flowing. The heart chakra and the base chakra was activated. So you perhaps are not seeing the link between, you know, you communicating with your body directly impacts other areas of your life, which is what we've been doing for ages. It's just it's up in highlight due to the planets now. It's like my stomach's grumbling, so I'm sorry. It's my dinner time almost. Okay. Now, in your relationship sector, you've had to have courage through your whole life. So it might have been that you were always using the tools in life, being that leader, being the person that just did. And, you know, when you don't have your ego involved, it's because you see a problem and you work towards the solution. But when you are overwhelmed by it and you're thinking you don't have the skills, that's when you're blocked, because you're either exhausted or a trigger has happened and a block then occurs. So that's when the abundance in life is prevented. But you did have the tools and you're looking back to it and you're thinking, I had it so balanced so long ago. I want that balance back now. How do I bring about it, and what do I need to do in my relationship sector to bring this situation forward? Now, if you're not talking to this person, that energy is for them to balance. As you balance your energy, you'll pull it forward naturally. It'll come at its direct time of its natural accord. But for them, it may be that they're dealing with their emotional losses in life, and where maybe financially they lost out. And it can be that a separation happened, you're meditating on this person. It can also be that you're looking at what needs to come about. And it can be a contract. It can be their health. It could be a will. I'll tune into it a bit more. Okay. There is sorrow around you from the past. It might have been due to, again, you know, the person or you being focused on pentacles or things that were at that lower vibrational level. that triggered a Tower moment. And again, I'm feeling past energy. I'll pull 3 cards to see the current. Intuitively, you felt, you knew that everything was on track, but you know where some of these core wounds are, or the reality of where things are going. So in your current relationship, it can be you're following your intuition. It can be your partner is dealing with a contract as such, an illegal issue. And dealing with financial issues. Now, one or the other feels in this situation like innocent, naive. And again, this could be a past tension energy of what has already transpired while you're assessing it. So this deception of what occurred, past tense, was overwhelming. Now, this could be that you've met someone and you're tying up your loose ends in your life. This can be that both of you in your childhood felt this vibration and it's coming up in a trigger point in your relationship. I'll pull one of these. But you're looking over your life. It can be that this person of this nature is someone you're thinking of who this person is and you're wanting them back. And you're wondering where their energy's at. Yes. Okay. So you're not believing in the connection. It might be for some of you that are soulmates or twin flames. You're thinking, is this even real or am I paranoid? It's saying, yes, you are. Not paranoid. I mean, yes, you are. You're a connection. You're a spiritual connection. But you're not seeing the link because of 3D things that have happened. So it's okay. Just remember we're at a release. Move through the month. And do the best to deal with these trigger points. And if you are wanting to get a deeper look into it, come through, book a reading, and I'll work with you. Otherwise, I'll see you when I'm doing my live sessions. Bye.